Subscribe to the YouTube channel.
Thanks, Professor. Have a good day.
Thank you,
All right,
Professor.
thank you, guys. Thanks.
All right, goodbye.
Goodbye.
I'll sub to the YouTube. I got you.
Excellent.
Yes.
That's my retirement plan.
Recruit more.
Professor,
Go ahead.
I had a quick question about homework 3.
Sure.
So for the module you gave us to use for part 1, the syllables,
Yep. Yeah.
like functions,
Yep.
I think it's counting the syllables like incorrectly.
That's quite. Yeah, I think it even says it
Because
in
I'm
the,
not like,
I think it even says it in the homework document.
is that gonna? But oh really? Oh, I
Yeah,
didn't
we
see that.
generated.
But
We generated.
it still shouldn't.
Yeah, we generated the output based on using that module. So let me just go there for a second. Let me pop in and see what's going on.
Well, I was just
Sure.
I just figured I'd say something because, like I'm using that module, and when I plug in like the paragraphs from the zip file, I'm not getting the same, like average syllable, number, and then I'm not getting the same like FKRI number.
There we go. Okay. So let me look at the homework. I think, what is going on here? I hit Alt Shift.
I haven't even tried putting it in Submiti yet, but
Yeah. Well, you should match.
I'm
the
just
output
thinking that
we should match the output we gave you.
yeah, that's what I was thinking. But I'm just concerned because like I literally, like I went in Google and typed like syllable counter website and like counted it for the paragraph, and it gave me a different number than
Okay.
what the
Yeah,
other thing was outputting.
But that's yeah. I'm sorry, my keyboard just wonked up. I hit the wrong key sequence, and it's not letting me do what I want to do anymore. There we go. You go away. There it is. Maybe that's working now. Okay. Let me take a look at homework3.pdf. Yeah, so I'm sorry. I got a little distracted because I broke my keyboard. So let's take. It's fixed now. It tried to go to an alt. I hit the wrong key sequence. One I didn't even know existed, but it works on my Mac to do something completely different, and it put me in language something mode. Okay, so.
So like for finding the like average syllable per word, like value, I'm finding the total number of syllables in the entire like paragraph using the module, and then I'm dividing it by the total number of words.
Okay.
Just using I used the split function, and then I did len of that list, and it's giving me like 1.81 when the value that it says it should be is 1.64
in the zip file.
Yeah, the zip file.
Okay, so you're getting higher number than it's giving you?
Yeah. Yeah,
So
I'm getting a higher number.
Yeah, so I can tell you that to generate this output, we use that function. So I think, yeah, I mean, right here is the disclaimer.
Hold on.
We know that actually, yeah, if you start here, right, it tells you that, we know that it's wrong.
Wait, I'm still looking at the stuff from the lecture, like the list?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Are you looking at?
I do that all the time. I apologize.
I don't know.
I have it set up to auto change when I'm doing the lecture stuff,
Mhm.
which is great most of the time when I'm doing the lecture stuff. But then when I'm trying to show something different, sometimes I get in these. Okay, yeah. So if you look here, this is right. This is the.
Oh, yeah, I can look at.
Yeah, it basically says that we know that the syllables thing doesn't work all the time, but it's close enough for what we're trying to do, and it's actually.
But since when I put it into submittee, it's like it's not even going to use that like syllable thing.
No, it's gonna use the syllable thing still. So the output, our sample output was generated using that syllable thing. So I don't know. It sounds to me like you're getting fewer words than you're supposed to get, and I don't know exactly why yet. Are you doing split with an argument or split without an argument?
Sorry, you're lagging a little bit. I can't totally understand you, but I'm doing split with I'm doing split without any arguments.
That should be the way to do it.
Yeah, just I call the input paragraph. I call it.
Are you referring to there's a theory which states that if anyone ever blah blah blah, or we hold these truths to be self-evident.
Yeah, that's the input I'm putting in.
Okay, because I had the exact same thing and I fixed it.
You did?
And I think I did it by either counting the syllables in all the hard words that I found and then adding them back to the total or something of that nature. I'm looking at my code right now, but I fixed it and submitted. It gave me the correct FKRI, GFRI, and ASYL numbers. Originally, I was having the problem with the ASYLs because I was just taking the total syllables in your paragraph and dividing that directly by how many words there were, and that wasn't working because that's the same thing that you're having, right?
Yeah, and then what did you do differently to?
I'm looking right now. I'm trying to look bad at.
You did something with the number of hard words.
I'm looking at my ASYL calculation. Give me 1 second. I just got to remember how I did this.
Originally, I thought maybe I needed to use the remove punctuation function.
No, you shouldn't have to do that. It should be fine.
Yeah, no, because it's already attached to the find number of syllables.
Yeah, I think, if I'm sure I could take a look at it. If you come to my office hours tomorrow, I can bring your code up. I can take a look at it. I can't really do it here, but I can tell you that we use the syllable counting program, and we use split to find the words. So, maybe start by printing out the number of words and printing out the number of printing out the number of. I think that where you may be running.
Well, that's what I was doing, that's what I tried first anyway. Okay. I tried printing out what when I used the function to find the number of syllables, I printed that out and it was like 85, and then I printed out the number of words and it was like 47. And when I divided one by the other, it wasn't the value that it was supposed to be. So it made me think, okay, maybe.
Yeah, but when you count the number of words, do you come up with 47?
Yes. I don't know if that's the exact number it was, but
when you count it by hand,
I did it. I did it yesterday. Yeah, when I counted it by hand, it was the same number.
Okay, I found what I did, which was very odd. I counted each of the words I counted each word of the paragraph individually and used a variable to store the total number of syllables I found in each of those, and that came out with a different value than if I just said find the number of syllables in the paragraph individually. So for me, I got a different value of syllables if I put it into a list as opposed to taking the whole thing as one string.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you're supposed to calculate the syllables on a word-by-word basis. I don't know why.
Yeah, there will be a difference of 7, which that's what I was figuring out because I spent forever trying to figure that out because I'm like, no, it should be 53, not 60. So
yeah, you
so
can I
use the function on a list, or do I need to make like a
no? You'll have to
loop.
You'll have to go through a loop.
Okay.
Okay. Or you can use list comprehension,
yeah,
but
I can try that
until the last week or so of class. But yeah, go through it with a loop and see if that fixes it for you. You can't. Yeah, this is not a perfect syllable generator, so I think you're just confusing it.
All right, I'll try that.
Because you're
Thank
cruel. You're being cruel to the poor computer.
I also have a question regarding the same assignment.
Sure.
Quickly. So I remember in our previous lab where we were calculating the population of bunnies and foxes, we weren't allowed to calculate a negative integer of bunny or float of that for that manner of bunnies or foxes because you can't have a negative of population, right?
Yep.
Except we weren't allowed to do that using an if statement. We instead had to use max and then figure out how to use the max function. So for this, if you have 0 periods, it'll give you an error, can't divide by 0 if that's in your calculation. So I could either say use an if statement to correcting it to 1 if it isn't 0, or I can use a max function between 0 and periods. So will we be penalized if we use an if function, or is it bad practice too?
No, this is that was no. You could use an if function. You can also use the max function, or the max function, or min function, whichever one. Max, I guess, is what you want.
Yeah, it's max.
I'm surprised we gave you a sentence without a period. Is all.
Well, I don't remember if it was a sentence without a period, but in my own personal testing, I just realized, well, if I have to use divide by periods,
If you go above and beyond what we ask, that is wonderful. But yes, that's not bad programming. Generally, we try to use the maxes. I'm sorry, I was distracted because I was trying to find where we were that nasty.
Oh yeah.
No, it's if is fine. It's a little more elegant to use a max, but that's elegant. It doesn't We wanted you to use it in that lab because we wanted you to think about alternate ways of using max and min. And alternate ways of doing things without an if, just because they look prettier. And the code seems to flow better. Although if you don't know what the max and min are doing, it's arguable whether it's easier to understand or not. So you're good either way. Is a lot. I'm saying a lot of words to basically say, knock yourself out. Whichever way you want to do it should be fine.
All right, great. Well, I hope we're not being graded on length of programs because my part 3 is very long because I just decided to assign a bunch of variable names so I didn't have to keep writing min and max.
Gotcha. In general, we're not. Sometimes in some of the dictionary ones, the long solutions are because you're not using dictionaries correctly. So, we're not there yet. So that will trigger a time issue with the run. So that's how we tell whether you're using dictionaries correctly or not. But,
oh, okay. Because it's just that makes sense.
But
and then
go ahead.
Oh, yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
No, I was just babbling. Go ahead.
Oh well. Speaking of babbling, I don't want to babble for too long. So is there anyone else who wants to ask a question? Because I had another question. I just don't want to hold anybody else up if there's anyone behind me in the queue.
Looks like Sean is looking for a question. Are you looking for a question, Sean?
I mean, I have a question. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah. We'll get back. You'll hit back in a second if that's okay. We'll circle back around to your other question. Yeah, go ahead, Sean. Thanks for being polite. Go ahead.
This is Toby speaking right now.
Oh, hi, Toby.
Okay, yeah. So this is also with the part 1. So when I run it on Spider, like I get the same output that we expected, like with the text file. But also, once you submit it, or once I try to put onto Submiti, I get an extra like /r character when I input it in the paragraph.
Yeah.
So it kind of just like messes up the program. It makes the ASYL and the PHW, all that, it like screws that up as well. So I don't know what to do with that exactly. So like,
yeah, no, I know what you're saying. That is an artifact of Professor Mushtaq generates the output on Windows machines. Submiti is a Linux box. So that's an artifact of different line endings, but it shouldn't impact the running of the code. It's just a convenient, generally it's a convenient scapegoat. It doesn't generally impact the running of the code. So let me, yeah, the lecture exercise for today is due at 11:59:59. We got through the material we needed to get through. That's what I was checking at the end of class. So that shouldn't affect your submission. What's your RCS ID? Let me take a look at that quickly just to see if I can do it.
I'm just gonna chat.
Yeah, just see if I can do it without.
Liam, that worked. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, Liam.
Have a good one, guys.
All right, thank you. You too.
Thank you.
Okay, what are we seeing here? Okay, so you guys aren't seeing this, I don't think.
Wait, Professor?
Yes?
So are you free now for a question?
I'm looking at something right now, but I'll be free in just a few minutes.
Yeah. I'm because I'm not sure whether you're finished or not. So yeah.
Not quite yet. Okay, if you look at your output, you are, for some reason, repeating the last word, like in line 1 and 2 in your program output.
Line 1 and 2?
If you look at in your student program output in
on Submiti,
you are repeating the last word over again. I don't know why.
Like the very last word in the input?
Yeah. If you look at your line 1 and 2. Right, you print out the paragraph and then you immediately print out the word happened. And then you have happened in the hard words, and it's not in the hard words. So that would be the next one down, and then that throws off the rest of your statistics. So there's the /R shouldn't be an issue, I don't think. If it still persists past fixing these other errors, I can take a look. But you actually have some errors in your output.
So the very last word is just being repeated, or like repeated twice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, I don't even know how I managed to do that.
I don't either, but you are, and you're actually counting it. It seems like you're actually counting it in your stats. So take a look at that. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
All right. Next one.
So Professor, about like the lab 3.
Yep.
2.2. I'm a bit confused about like what should I write in the final code, since there's 2 sections of it. One section is write a function to do the calculation and simplify the original code, and the second one is add additional code. So about the screenshot of the code, should we put the both, like use both of the function at the same time on and run it and take a screenshot?
Let me take a look at it. Let's see what it says.
I think for the lab, you just have to have the while loop in the end, but if you want to, you can just comment out the first version so you still have it in case there are any issues.
Kristen is one of our mentors, and she's been taking notes for you guys, and I should have mentioned that.
Oh wait, while loop? Like it just said like.
Are you talking about the fox and bunny part, or is that a different part?
No. I'm talking about checkpoint 2, like the
skew function and the stats function.
Oh, I got you. So you have to print out the skew for each person, and then you have to print out their stats. I don't think it specifies an order necessarily, but you have to make sure you have that for each person.
Oh yeah. Okay, so I need to include both in the output, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yep.
Gotcha.
So you should have like 10 lines of output. I think is it 5 people? Yeah, 10 lines of output.
10 lines. Yeah.
Yes.
Thanks.
Okay.
No
I'm
problem.
just confirming that.
Mm-hmm. Professor, could I interrupt the question on behalf of a student for you?
Yeah.
So there's a student in my lab section who just asked me this. They didn't receive credit for lab 0. They got it checked off through office hours, so it wasn't through actual lab. Am I allowed to go back and give them credit? Because they're in my lab, so I know they have their setup correct.
Yes, please.
All right. I will give you the credit.
Yeah, you may want to run it through the just tell the TA what you're doing. But yeah.
Yeah, I'll tell Carl.
Okay. Good.
Wait, Professor, if I was like transferred like in the second week, do I still have credits for the lab 0?
We can give you an extension to get it done. If you don't have credits right now, we can let you get it done since you came in late. But you do have to.
Wait, how do I supposed to check whether I get credits for it or not?
It should be on your Rainbow grades.
Oh, Rainbow grades. Okay.
Have you used Rainbow grades?
Not so often, I guess.
Okay, but they should be on your. It should be in your Rainbow grades. Okay, but you know how to use them, right? Is the question, not, have you used them? You know how to use them, right?
I think so. Wait.
Okay, so this is the Rainbow grades. These are all the things that we've gotten scores for so far. You can see that I'm doing very poorly.
Not so well.
Yeah, I'm probably going to fail. But these are your overall stats. These are the individual stats for your labs, right? So this shows that, this is, lab 0, 1, 2, 3. So you should be able to see over here how you did on those labs. And then here's your homework percentage, your lab percentages, raw scores. There's the rest of it. Here's your individual scores on homework 1 and 2, your individual scores on the lecture exercises. Okay, so you should be able to look at this and see where you're sitting. Okay.
Oh, so I actually have no grades for lab 0. Okay.
Okay, so
that's bad.
Yeah, talk to if you were late, talk to your late transfer into the course. talk to your TA, and then if necessary, contact Cheyenne Hulbert. The CS1 instructors is fine. CS1 instructors
So,
at cs.license.edu, and we can get you if you transferred in late, we can get you an extension.
So may I ask, like, the TA, like, during the next lab time?
Sure.
Okay.
Okay.
Thanks a lot.
You're welcome. Yes. I know I heard somebody else. No?
Has the cube cycled back to me already?
I think it cycled back to you. You're it, man.
All right, great. That was a great for loop of questions.
Exactly.
Anyway, this is somewhat of a personal question, but I over the summer discovered programming and started getting into it on my own with personal Python projects, and I've been having way too much fun with it, and I find myself looking forward to homework, which
Awesome.
would scare me in the past.
Yeah.
In fact, I'm enjoying it so much that I'm considering and strongly considering changing my major.
Okay.
Cool. So if that's the case, I emailed my advisor and they said to go to someone in the CS department and ask them for info on that. Would I go to you or would I email the head of the department?
I'm happy to talk to you about it. But the person you really want to talk to when it all comes down to it is Professor Goldschmidt. So Gold's D3, I think, at rpi.edu. He's the executive officer of the department, and he's the one that handles, transfers and has all the information on how to do that. But yeah, if you had, specific questions about the curriculum or something like that, I'd be happy to answer them. But to actually do the transfer, talk to Professor Goldschmidt.
You can also go to the School of Science Hub and talk to Megan Potter. That's probably where you want to start if you want to actually declare a different major, because they handle that sort of stuff.
Good point, Kristen.
I think the issue is, or I looked into it, and I guess I would have to get shouldn't be an issue, but a B or above in data structures before I can actually officially declare it.
Yes, that is correct.
All right. Well, until then, I'm just going to keep taking classes that I'm going to need to take, and then I'm gonna hop on over because this is a little much too much fun for my own good.
Good. The one thing you'll find out is if it's fun, you're probably going to do fine.
That's
the other thing is
realizing.
These first couple of semesters, it's good to do a little exploring anyway, so it won't hurt you.
All right. Thank you very much. Very excited.
Good. Glad to have you. Good luck.
Have a nice day.
Thank you. Thanks, Kristen.
No problem.
Are we done here?
I don't know if I could just talk about the same thing, as I just wanna have some clarification over my part 1 for the homework 3.
Okay.
Because because I don't know, do you have still my submit open or not? But like, if you can check like the other tests, right? They still work like perfectly fine. Like even also like the second test, the one that has with happiness, I think.
No,
it has
that's failing too. It's having the same issue. Yeah.
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 But I don't understand. The thing is, I don't understand because when I run on Spider, there's like no issues there.
Yeah, I don't.
Like, will we have to should I go to office hours for that?
Yeah, if you come to someplace, yeah, if I could look at the code, I'm sure that it's pretty simple. What I might do if I were in your position is insert a little debug into Submiti. So, remember we talked about that print equals flush? We did like print something. Right? What I would do is I would scatter a few of these in my code to find out where that extra print is coming from.
Okay.
Because it's a new line followed by happened, and I don't know,
I don't see that in my.
But you can run it right on Submiti, right? Just put this in the code you submit to Submiti. It'll crash your grades for that submission, but it will allow you to see where that's coming in. Like if you put A, instead of something, print at A, at B, right? Just go through and instrument your code so you can actually see where it's going. It should, you should be able to figure out where that's coming from. And once you figure out where that's coming from, it should be relatively simple for you to fix it.
Okay, yeah. Well, I'm a little concerned of like multiply testing because I already did a bunch of submissions.
Don't worry
trying
about
to like.
We don't, unless the system starts getting bogged down, and we haven't had to do it in this class before. We allow you guys to take as many submissions as you need. It will start yelling at you after about 20, but
okay.
You can ignore that.
Okay.
Okay.
So I would want to like sprinkle in like these print statements, try to like find out where the
I mean, that it comes in between enter a paragraph and here are the hard words in the paragraph. So somewhere in there you're printing out something that, and it looks like it's actually getting into, that actually got into your hard words.
Right. That's not happening for each of the tests though. I don't think, right?
I'm not sure what you're asking.
Like the extra happened, right? That got into the hard words list. Mm-hmm. Like that only happened for that test.
No, it happened to the next one. It was happiness.
But is happiness like a hard word though, right?
I don't know, but I can tell you that it's actually it is a hard word. There is the /r there.
Yeah.
So the /r, you should be stripping off your lines when you read them in, right? Maybe that's what the issue is with all of it. You may just not be cleaning your input. Oops. I would look at using strip on the input line to make sure you get rid of any extra. When you're running your split, are you giving it arguments or no arguments?
I gave it an argument with the space character because like there's a space.
Yeah. So here's where the issue's coming in. Split with an argument behaves differently than split without an argument. Split without an argument will split at any white space and remove all white space. Split with an argument will remove that argument.
Oh, so is that why at the end of the thing there's still a /r?
Most likely, yeah. So the first thing I would try is just get rid of the split. Get rid of the argument to split and use split without the argument.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, yeah. And then I might come back tomorrow for the office hours then.
Yep.
Okay. Well, thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Okay.
Have a good day.
Thank you. Same to you. Anybody else?
No, it's just us now.
Just us now.